Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the match preview for Everton's Europa League qualifier first leg at Goodison Park against MFK Ružomberok from. Are we having that?
Ruzomberok.
John Blain, yeah.
I don't know.
From the Everton Business Matters podcast. They're one of the finest teams in Slovakia.
Huge stadium.
Huge, got a Tesco end, of course. Very much like Kirby Stadium. They've played, I believe, 5 games so far this season. 4 in the Europa League and 1 in the first.
Not winning very many though.
They've lost 3 of those.
Right.
They lost 2 of the Europa League games, but still managed to get through. So we don't know much about them, which is fair enough. So we won't talk too much about them. But obviously, John, going into this game, we've played a couple of pre-season games ourselves. We've done a lot of business, which is the best thing. I mean, how are you feeling that you're shaping up for this game?
Like everybody else, massively enthusiastic and anticipating a good night. I mean, it's come out today, hasn't it? That it's a sellout.
Sold out, yeah.
I mean, the stadium won't be full because of family enclosures.
Yeah.
Still closed, isn't it? But it's on telly.
Yeah.
And it's still sold out.
ITV4.
Yeah, and it's still sold out.
Yeah.
So I think the old lady will be bouncing a bit, won't it? I suspect Wayne will play, won't he?
Oh yes.
Will he be captain? Who knows? Yeah. And let's hope all aboard are there as well, just to say, under the lights. It won't be dark at the start, will it? It'll be dark at the end, and hopefully we get a good win. Yeah. And then they can sort of coast the second leg. Then.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. I mean, we did a video last week, and we were a little bit worried because it was Bran. We thought it was going to be Bran.
Well, they'd be a lot more match fit, wouldn't they?
That was the main worry, and now the main worry is that the team that are fit got beat by this team. But you'd like to think. I mean, 2 pre-seasons friendly so far. Obviously, Tanzania would have been a good 3. So it's 3, isn't it?
It's 3. Yeah.
3, yeah. 3 pre-season games. Tanzania was a bit of a run out. The game against 20, I think we've seen the first half was a team that I don't think many will start this game. Yeah. And then the game against Genk at the weekend, I think we've seen more.
We did.
I think we've probably seen, I would say 9 or 10. I'm not convinced Kieran Dahl will start this game after the way he played in this game. But it was nice to see a lot of those starters come in. Sandro, Pickford getting 45 minutes. And it just feels like, certainly for the likes of Klaassen, the likes of Keane and obviously Rooney, like they've been here for... Forever?
Yeah, 3 games.
Yeah.
It's forever. So they've settled in. Yeah.
It feels like they've settled in. And I think, for me anyway, the Rooney factor has took all the spotlight off those players.
It has. I mean, since Wayne signed, he's been the lead story in town, hasn't he? So he has to start.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I guess you might argue we'll get more publicity if he doesn't captain. So first game, publicity. First game as captain, publicity. First class goal, publicity. But you wouldn't put it past him to score, would you?
No. I mean. For me, I think we've got to. Well, I'm not saying we've got to, but I'd like to see us go out and win maybe 3-4-0, get it rubber stamped for that away leg, so that it's less tricky. Yeah. And then because you forget that there's a Premier League season happening in a couple of weeks as well, and we are ahead of everyone else in terms of where we are in our pre-season. So if we can, not disrespecting the second leg, but I'd like to see the second leg. If it can be just treated almost like a
conditioning game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hopefully we get that luxury.
Yeah.
Because if they take it seriously, if he puts out, and of course, Jan and all these guys will decide which are the 11 fittest, which are the ones who are ready. But if we get close to what we think is a starting 11, strongest team, put it out, get ahead, I suppose. Yeah. And then start taking people off. And then you can treat it a bit like it's a pre-season game. It's about conditioning, not stretching the players too much. And then it's a fair old distance to travel out there the week after. Won't be many Blues there, will there?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
They'll try.
There was a big hill behind the ground. I noticed that. There might be a few watching from that.
So, but even so, what was it, 5,000 the stadium holds or something like that. So there won't be many official tickets. That's perhaps the way to put it. So hopefully, that can be an easier game.
Do you think that'll come into? Do you think it might come to Thursday where it might be the 11 fitters playing, just to run them into the ground a little bit?
Well, I don't know about running them into the ground, but with all the sports science they have these days, then they're not going to risk somebody. Yeah. And we do have choices in different positions now. Yeah. But I think they'll want to put out the strongest team they can. and towards something. We're not going to do it now, but we could go down the team, couldn't we, saying who we think...
We'll do that in another video.
Who the starting 11 should be. And if it's not that, it must be that others are slightly fitter and what have you. But those players who come late, like Sandro and Pickford, you'd expect they need the game time. So.
Well, I mean, I can imagine definitely Pickford will start, but maybe Sandro, maybe he might come off the bench because of that fitness. I can imagine that might happen. And obviously the pre-season will have been, they're not stupid, it will have been geared towards getting the players.
Well, they didn't know who we were playing, but they knew when the dates were. And it was only whether it was home first or away and stuff like that. So let's see. Who
are you? I mean, obviously Wayne Rooney's going to be a massive factor on the game. He's going to be, as you've already mentioned, for the it's a sellout and everyone want to see Wayne Rooney. Or camera. It's great in a way. I mean, certainly coming from your side of things about business, it's great that Wayne Rooney's first game for Everton at Goodison Park isn't complicated by there being another the rest of the Premier League fixtures.
There'll be a lot of focus on that game. And if he scores, we'll be all over the media. So certainly Thursday night and Friday, if Wayne Rooney does score or scores a couple, we should boss the media.
We should, shouldn't we? We should be all over him. Friday should be all about him.
Thank God it's on Channel 4 then, eh?
Well, ITV4.
ITV4.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but it's good, I suppose, that if we win that game, then and he does score, that goal will go everywhere.
It will.
And we've got to make the most of that. We're talking about business.
Always.
We've got to make the most of that as well for.
But anticipate it.
Yeah. Get the shirt ready to.
If this happens, what are we going to do?
Yeah. Who else are you looking forward to? From the new signings, obviously Wayne Rooney. But is there another player?
Not particularly. No. I mean, they're good players. We wouldn't have bought them otherwise. But I have to think, just based on the league, I suppose, that some of those players, like Keane, for example, are not necessarily going to be hugely stressed, are they, at home?
No, well, hopefully not.
It'd be interesting to see what Sandro's like in the flesh. And despite what you said, I think Kieran should start. I think, the average performances he's put in, across all of the games, probably justifies a start, really. But let's see.
I'm looking forward to seeing Klassen, actually. I'm actually looking to seeing what... We've seen bits and pieces of him in the pre-season. I think he's the type of player that needs to be up and ready and
competitive,
fit, and part of definitely competitive, and part of a team where he knows his job. Because he reminds me of a lot of Tim Cahill in the things that he does. So I'm looking to see how he fits into this team and where he plays. Whether he plays central midfield, pushing on, or part of a diamond, or even maybe coming off the right in a front three. So I'm really interested by that,
because we don't know, do we?
That's really good.
We've got choices, but we don't know how they're gonna show to start with, and then how they adapt and change to suit the needs.
So I'm looking forward to that. Also, there's some positions like right back, which I think are quite interesting. He's obviously brought in Martinez, and he's got
Martinez. He'll start, presumably.
But then again, in the game at the weekend, Holgate started, and I like him.
Well, I sponsor Holgate.
Well, there you go. You can't say nothing then. I like him as a player and a defender. I think he's a good defender, but as a right back, I don't think he gets up enough. He is our width, and we don't have too much width in the team. So I'd like to see John Joe Kenny start.
I think most of us would, really. Full back playing full back.
Be nice to see us with a keeper as well, let's just say.
Distribution.
I'm looking forward to that as well. So I'm just looking forward to being back at Goodison Park. Full house.
See what's been done.
Probably
not much.
Probably better. Don't know, maybe less wooden seats.
No.
Well, there's the new disabled area as well. There's a new disabled area, so we'll see if that's been finished. But I'm just looking forward to being back Goodison Park, even if it's July, and seeing a competitive fixture. So
indeed,
so looking forward to. Hopefully it'll be a convincing win for the Blues, because we need it before we travel over there. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on this game, and where are you going, and where you're watching, and all those interesting things. If you haven't called us on Patreon, catch us on Patreon as well. We've done a video with John this week on Patreon about Mr. Mashiri. Catch that over there. Thanks for watching Toffee TV, and we'll see you later.